everybody, welcome. We're HM5. Today we got a video for you.
Yeah, we're doing a new ranking video on the X-Men series of movies, since that finally just rounded out and it's 100% done.
On video.
On video, yes. This will actually be a true top 10 for once.
Yes, because there are 10 X-Men movies.
So that's a nice change of pace. It only took 3 different series to get to this point. But yeah, top 10! So anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So as no surprise to most people, our...
Number 10.
Yeah, least favorite will be...
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
So this movie, the CGI was not very good. The story was meh. Probably the best part of the movie was the opening sequence, and that's the spot that we remember, and like that makes you want to rewatch the movie. You're like, oh yeah, there's that cool war scene where like they were fighting and like all that, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's in like a 2-minute clip at the beginning of the movie during the opening credits.
Yeah, I've actually went on YouTube and just watched that itself. But I mean, I actually have to say the casting wasn't bad.
Yes.
'Cause you got Ryan Reynolds, and that introduced him all the way up to where he's at now with Deadpool and the good ones. Mm-hmm. But Will.i.am, I thought did pretty good. The guy they actually cast as Gambit wasn't bad either. He did a decent job.
He was fine.
But
they had Mary from Lord of the Rings, or Pippin. I can't remember which one.
That's right. The guy that controlled radio stuff.
Yep. And then Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth was pretty good. Although
he was good.
I wish they would have put a blonde wig on him.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's about the only positives we could find about this movie. But yeah, everything else on it was pretty garbage.
Yep.
So anyways, speaking of garbage but not as bad.
We got number 9.
Last Stand.
X-Men Last Stand. So this movie wasn't completely terrible. There were parts that were pretty cool. They killed off Cyclops in the first, 3 minutes, so that was something.
Yeah, I mean, some of the scenes, like Magneto lifting the Golden Gate Bridge, was really awesome. I mean, some of the casting stuff isn't bad. Like, the guy that played Juggernaut was pretty great.
Yeah.
But
I felt like they should have made him, huge, though, like they did in Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been more fitting for the character.
By the way, this top 10 doesn't include Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we never established that, but that is, we're not including that at all. But yeah, I mean, the story was pretty...
Yeah, they had a lot thrown in there. Like, there was, the Cure was in there, they had Dark Phoenix thrown in there, and then, for whatever fucking reason, they just added Angel in there. And he was just kind of his scenes didn't match up with anything else going on in the movie.
He's just I'm here, and
he's just like a little boy who's going to cut off his wings, and then, the wings grow back, and then, his dad hates him because he's a mutant. Yeah. So he's like, well, I'm going to get my wings removed, and they're like, oh, well, nope, I'm going to fly away. And that was something.
So, yeah,
but
that's where that one
I'm the Juggernaut bitch came from that, so...
That's true, but anyways.
Either way.
Yeah.
Moving
on to the next thing, which actually is related to Dark Phoenix, because it's named Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
This one's coming in third to last because the movie felt pretty jumbled. To me, it felt like a lot of the stuff was really rushed together and the transitions didn't flow well.
Which makes sense given the history of this movie. Yeah. It started recording before Captain Marvel, and because Captain Marvel has the same origin story as Jean Grey, as Miss Marvel, or, in the comics and stuff, they had the same plot pretty much. So the Skrulls came in, but they weren't called the Skrulls in this one. They were called that in Captain Marvel.
I think they were just called aliens or something.
It took place in the 90s. Well, if you watch interviews of this movie, the cast are referring to them as Skrulls too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, okay. So they were called the Skrulls up until they edited the movie, I guess, and then they had to throw a bunch of shit in to the movie to make it decent. I guess the ending of this movie was too similar to the ending of Captain Marvel, so they added the best sequence, which is the train fighting sequence.
Yeah, that was by far the best thing. And I mean, that's the thing though, is this movie's okay because of the fact that it has really good scenes, and the CGI is amazing. I really like the space scenes because it looks phenomenal, and I like a lot of the other scenes where they use Cerebro and a bunch of other stuff because like just the CGI looks phenomenal. The visuals are great, but yeah, other than that, like a lot of it's just really
Thrown
mashed,
together.
and yeah, it's just not great. But I mean, the movie was all right. So
Next on the list at number 7, we have, and this is where the movies are pretty decent.
yeah,
We have X-Men Apocalypse. This movie wasn't a complete mess. However, we have it ranked lower because I would have liked to seen a lot more from this movie. They kind of ended abruptly where like all of a sudden they're just like, oh yeah, we're more powerful because we're a team, and that's the moral of the story. So they just easily defeat the apocalypse at the end of the movie, and you're just like, I would have enjoyed seeing like him win this movie, do another movie, and it's like the Age of Apocalypse where he's just like in control of all the mutants, and there's like a small rebellion of mutants or something.
yeah.
That would have been a sweet story for me, at least. But
And that's where I don't have much more to add to it than that, because when I went and saw it in theater, which I think was only a couple weeks after it opened, I mean, I had a lot of people building it up because the Quicksilver scenes were awesome,
yes.
and it definitely was. And but yeah, I mean, I left feeling like there could have been more to it. I mean, it definitely kind of starts out. It's really good, but it just they take care of him too quickly, and it's like, oh, that would have been cool to see him spread out further.
Yeah.
So
It should have been like the Infinity War Endgame type thing of the X-Men, and like they could have had this lead into Dark Phoenix better instead of like Jean Grey becoming the Dark Phoenix at the end of this movie anyway.
and then
She just wasn't again. Like they just need to like have the storyline at once. Like if they wouldn't have killed Apocalypse, she could have became Dark Phoenix in the next movie instead, and then it would have been a bit bigger payoff.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But hey, whatever.
Number six on our list is X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
This movie kind of revived the franchise.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's why it's kind of in the middle of the list. Like we said, probably 7 and up are like the ones that are like decent to good.
It definitely did great with all the recasting of the younger versions of them. I think James McAvoy is great as Xavier. I'm going to blank on his name all of a sudden now, but I love the guy who plays Magneto. It doesn't say on the front.
Michael Fassbender.
Yes, Michael Fassbender.
One thing I want to throw in though is this movie takes place in the 60s. This takes place in the 90s, and they've aged like 5-6 years. In between this, when they have Magneto, they show Magneto in Dark Phoenix, and I'm just like, he'd be like 60, and like X-Men, like the first X-Men comes out like 10 years from like the events of Dark Phoenix, and he ages like 50 years in that time frame.
Yeah, it's the timeline of this whole entire. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we won't get too far into that, but Kevin Bacon.
Yes. It was awesome seeing him as
And then just showing like the them building the team is kind of cool. I wish like they would have done like kind of like the original X-Men, like from the like 1960s comics, had it be like Beast, Angel, Iceman, and
that would have been
Cyclops
cool.
and Jean Grey. But
even still, I think it was really cool seeing like where they came from. Actually, the scene where Xavier is just helping Magneto learn his powers was really cool too. Like, I mean, this movie was really well done.
Next one on the list, it probably should be higher, but due to nostalgia, we probably wanted it higher than we have it. But it's the first one.
Yeah.
And it's, it brought superhero movies to the theater. It made it, movie like the superhero genre
more
profitable and mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing is I always think back to this movie a lot of times when I think of my childhood, because I'd watch this over and over and over because I love Wolverine.
Yep.
And I love just seeing
the 1990s comic or cartoon series, and like seeing them brought to life on the screen for like the first time. I went and saw it.
Yeah.
I went and saw all these movies actually, like probably opening weekends with like all 10 of these. So it's crazy because I went and saw this movie with my uncle, and it was like my favorite movie. I had like an X-Men shirt and stuff, and I almost got kicked out of school because like Mystique's like naked on there.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, I mean, I absolutely love this movie, and anytime it was on TV, like original cable days is like on FX for like a Saturday, I'd have to watch it. And I mean, I can still watch this, and honestly, I'd say it lives up to I mean, well, yeah. I mean,
some of the CGI didn't age well,
but the fact that back then they still use a lot of just props and practical, which makes it easy to keep up with the day. So, but I mean, I'd watch it in a heartbeat, no problem today. Yeah. So,
up next, what do we have? Days of Futures Past. Now, this one might not be better than the first one.
It's debatable. I mean,
the thing that I loved about it was it brought the two series together, because it was like First Class was its own thing, and then X-Men 1, 2, and 3 on the other hand, and then this brought them all together. Yeah. And it did a pretty good job of doing that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I liked seeing a lot more, well, it was awesome having it centered around, because I'm just going to straight up say, I think it's safe to assume everyone's favorite character is Wolverine.
Yeah.
And you got to see him mesh back and forth between like that futuristic world and going back in the past, and it's kind of funny seeing him like handle the situations. But I mean, it was a really good movie, and like you said, it's might not be necessarily better, but the fact it ties everything in and made it kind of almost reboot to keep going further was really good. So.
That's all I really got to say about it. The Sentinels look pretty sweet in the movie.
Oh yeah, the Sentinels are good.
It's like a scary type future too, like watching them like just annihilate the mutants like time and time again before they time travel back. Like you're just like, God, that's brutal. Like Iceman gets his head smashed, and
well, you know, to add on to that really quick too, before we move on, the way they handled time travel, I liked a lot.
Yeah,
because I mean, a lot of time travel is like the way Endgame did it, and like. A lot of other movies.
Back in time.
Yeah, this is kind of cool how they actually projected like his consciousness back in time to like reformat everything, which is a cool new idea to go with. So,
all right.
Yeah. So
Number 3.
Yeah, 3.
This one's probably underrated in most people's opinions, and we have it high up. But it's the Wolverine.
Yeah.
And this one was just a badass action movie. It's kind of like he loses his powers, but like he figures out ways to go through shit. And
well, the opening of this movie is amazing with the dropping of the atomic bomb. So like it's kind of cool just watching it take place. And it's all kind of eerily quiet, and you just see like the plane drop, and like it shows him getting burned up and everything, and then he just reheals it, which is such a cool opening. I think my only complaint with this movie is
the CGI bear.
No, the CGI bear I thought was fine. Actually, when I watched it again a couple weekends ago, I was actually, that's not too bad.
That was my least favorite part of the movie.
But. Well, the thing I didn't like was the train fight, which actually they show in the back here, because he does like this weird jump and like glide, and it's like no, that doesn't seem right. I don't.
We'd have to look into the physics of it.
Yeah, we would, but it just seemed weird, and that's the only complaint I've ever had with this movie. Everything else I thought was really cool.
Yeah. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's kind of depressing, too, because like everybody else that he cared for is like gone. So just kind of there. But next on the list is probably everybody's favorite. It did the best job of making an X-Men movie, I think, and it's X-Men United. X2. So this movie was great. They just nailed it with this one.
Yeah, going back and showing revisiting Wolverine's origins in the laboratory was really cool. I like the guy that played Stryker in this one, because I know they recast him
he was in like
Origins.
Every movie, though.
Yeah, and he's always been like a different person. I think they've had 3 of them so far.
Yeah, then he turned into like Sean Scott-looking guy.
Yeah. But I ended up liking him in this one. The whole basis and everything around that was really cool. Cyclops is actually pretty awesome in this. Even though he's kind of a douche.
Well, then he turns into a bad guy for a bit because he gets brainwashed.
Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, everything. This movie just, like you said, it nailed it. It's great.
Having like, the house get, like, kind of torn apart and all the mutants get scattered, you know, it's kind of a cool story, so. Then at the end, they introduce the Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
At the post-credits type thing. That when I saw that in theater, I'm just like, oh shit, the next movie's gonna be awesome. It wasn't.
At least it did its job at getting you excited.
Yeah. And then finally, our number 1 on the list is a spaghetti western. It's Logan. This movie, like, I think based like just the story's amazing in it.
I mean, it's a lot different because it takes the comic book genre in a different direction, and it's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does a great job at what it's going for, which is to be that depressing route of like an end of a character, but the beginning of something new, and like just the road trip they go on. I mean, the movie was fucking great.
Yeah, like they took it pretty much like parts from the Western chain, and I don't think I've seen that full movie or anything, but like you can just tell it's like they based a lot of it off of Western. Like there's the old gunslinger, which would be Wolverine. He's taking care of his family, which moving to a safer area and stuff like that, and then just all this shit going on along the way.
Yeah, it was a perfect end for the Wolverine character, and I've actually never watched this movie a second time because I don't think I could handle it. But nonetheless, I think the movie did a fantastic job at making me feel that way.
So that's our top 10 X-Men movies, without not including Deadpool. Let us know in the comments what you agree with and disagree with, or whatever. If you like what you like,
fuck you. I don't know. Let us know if you want to switch something out, or if you maybe had different opinions on Last Stand, or even Wolverine Origins. I mean, some people...
It was kind of a toss-up between 1 and 2 for X-Men 2 and Logan for being the number 1.
But if you're new to the channel, though, like and subscribe.
Yep, and we do a lot of other stuff on here. And
we'll catch you in some other weird content of something really obscure.
Yep, we'll see you guys there.
Alright, see ya.